Howdy do.
How are you?
We're here in the Star City of the South, ready to unravel some more mysteries of Roanoke's history.
I'm Daniel.
And I'm Abby. And we're the Star City Sleuths. We've told you about Frederick J. Kimball and his contribution to the city of Roanoke. Well, today we pick up the story 1 year after Pickles became Roanoke. The mighty N&W Railway is doing well, and Roanoke is well on its way to becoming the Magic City.
Frederick J. Kimball decided that he would build a grand hotel as the centerpiece of the city.
He chose a quaint little wheat field on top of a hill right next to the train tracks to build his hotel. The wooden hotel had about 30 rooms when it was built, a far cry from the roughly 330 rooms it has today.
They worked and built and decorated, and on Christmas Day of 1882, they opened Hotel Roanoke for the first time with a 9-course Christmas dinner.
The hotel was doing well. In fact, they were the first hotel to boast porcelain tubs.
They had an elevator,
A dining room to seat 200,
and the first sewage line in town.
and a talking tube that connected the front desk to the kitchen and the service areas. The beautiful lobby is paneled in American black walnut that is 1.5 inches thick. It had beautiful black marble tables that were 150 years old in 1882. A Chinese credenza that was at least 100 years old on opening day can still be seen today. However, it's been moved to Peacock Alley.
Large portraits of George Washington and Robert E. Lee have been on the walls of the lobby since 1894.
The details of the lobby are so beautiful, it takes some time just to soak it all in.
A really cool feature of the lobby is a 66-foot-long mural around the registration desk that was painted in 1938.
A German-born artist named Dr. Hugo Ohms painted these beautiful historic murals. Dr. Ohms studied art in Rome, Florence, and Yale. He opened up his own school and worked for Rambush Studios, an interior design studio in New York. Dr. Ohms was world-renowned and helped decorate beautiful hotels and churches around the U.S. and abroad.
If you look closely at this mural, you can see the history of early settlers to Virginia.
The landing at Jamestown in 1607. The baptism of Pocahontas. The marriage of Pocahontas. The first representative government in America in 1619. The surrender of Lord Cornwallis at Yorktown in 1781. William and Mary College. Patrick Henry's address in 1765. Women arrive in Jamestown in 1619. And lastly, a depiction of Virginia hospitality.
We noticed something interesting when we were researching the history of this mural. There were 2 people here, and now they're gone!
We haven't found documentation of when that part of the mural was changed, but it was definitely changed.
The hotel suffered a fire in 1898 and was forced to close for a short time. It was repaired and reopened, then was remodeled with new wings added for more guest rooms.
The city of Roanoke grew and grew, and with it, N&W grew the railroad, with new extensions, remodels, and furnishings.
Hotel Roanoke has always been known for excellence.
Even when the Great Depression hit in 1931, N&W continued to add on to the hotel. They added on 75 rooms, a 60-car garage, and schmancy stuff like phones that can move, ice water on tap, and electric fans.
We got to go down into the old parking garage. It was off limits to the public, but it was cool seeing where the cars used to be parked.
Now it's used for storage, offices, and maintenance.
The hotel started off with the Queen Anne style of architecture.
And later changed to a Tudor style that remains today.
And in 1938, the grand entrance opened, and as well as the new public rooms.
The hotel had truly become the grand old lady on the hill. The front door has been moved down the building a bit. You can see the location of the old front door today. It's a window near the Pine Room.
The beautiful crystal ballroom was added. It was located right off Peacock Alley where the garden court is today.
The Crystal Ballroom was the place to party back in the 40s and beyond. The penthouse was also built during this time. It's called the Governor's Suite now, and it has a sweet view of the city from its rooftop patio.
One of my favorite places in the hotel is the Regency Room. That's the dining room located just off the lobby.
The Regency Room still has its original light fixtures, brass and crystal chandeliers, and dogwood patterned wall sconces. The beautiful pilasters, wide painted woodwork, and details make this space a feast for your eyes and for your belly.
The Virginia Room is a small private dining room located off the main restaurant. It's shaped like an octagon and has a knotty pine paneling. I like it. It's manly.
Inside the buffet area, which is always full of yummy foods and friendly chefs, you can't help but notice the mural that decorates the walls. Originally painted for the Fountain Room in the 1940s, this bright, pretty mural depicts well-known colonial Virginia scenes such as Westover, Mitchie Tavern, and Gunston Hall. We wondered who painted these murals and the others we found around the hotel. And we found out that Hotel Roanoke is home to at least 8 beautiful historic murals by artists called Caroli and Santos. Hungarian refugees Andrew Caroli and Louis Paul Santos moved to New York around 1920. They were both artists and began painting murals together through Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal, Works Progressive Mission, the WPA. They painted large, beautiful murals depicting historic American scenes in public buildings all across the country. Later, they began working through an interior design decorating company called Arwin & Gromley Company in New York studios. The pair became nationally and internationally known for their big, bright, beautiful murals. Soon they were hired by the Hotel Roanoke to paint their canvas murals. We found some more Caroli and Santos murals in the Oval Room. In this beautiful room that used to be called the Palm Court, you can see murals of colonial dances. The Virginia Reel, the Quadrille, the Waltz, and the Minuet. Over in the conference center, we found 3 more Caroli and Santos murals. Formal Garden in Carter's Grove, in the Virginia Hunting Territory, the Colonel John Taylor's Estate, 1723.
The Pie Room is a cool room too. It's a pub and sandwich shop today, featuring photos from one of our favorites, Owens and Link.
Peacock Alley is a long hallway that extends from the oval room towards the meeting rooms. It's called Peacock Alley because it features English wallpaper panels that have peacocks.
Is it just me, or do these peacocks look mad?
I don't know why they would be. They get to live in Hotel Roanoke.
Another little known spot in the hotel is called Club AKA.
We got to take a look. It's located in the old original part of the hotel in the basement. It's a cool space for parties and wedding receptions. We love the old photos and murals of Roanoke of long ago. Well, by 1989, the Hotel Roanoke had fallen into disrepair, so the Norfolk Southern decided that they would give it to Virginia Tech.
The hotel closed its doors in November 30th, 1989.
There was a legal clause in the gift contract that said if Virginia Tech couldn't raise the money to revive the hotel in 4 years, it would be given back to the railroad.
The deck was stacked against them. How could they ever raise the money to revive the grand old lady on the hill?
A group of business people got together, determined to save the hotel, but it almost wasn't enough.
At the last minute, a community organization called Renew Roanoke was born.
And in 7 weeks, they raised $6 million needed to save the hotel.
In 1995, the hotel reopened after being closed for 5 years.
And in April 2015, they celebrated 20 years since the Hotel Roanoke and Conference Centers reopened. Hotel Roanoke has played host to many famous guests, including Dwight D. Eisenhower, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, George H.W. Bush, Douglas MacArthur, Mahalia Jackson, Spiro Agnew, Amelia Earhart, Billy Sunday, J.P. Morgan, Nelson Rockefeller, John Warren, Elizabeth Taylor, Aerosmith, Hilary Duff, Jerry Seinfeld, and many more.
Not to mention hundreds of Miss Virginia contestants since Hotel Roanoke first began hosting them in 1953. Well, that about wraps up our sleuthing for today. We hope you enjoyed and learned something.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Star City Sleuths, like us on Facebook, and check us out on Spreadshirt. That's www.starcitysleuths.spreadshirt.com.
And tell all your friends.
And we'll see you next time on
Star City Sleuths!
clause in the gift contract that said if Virginia Tech couldn't raise the money to revive the hotel in 4 years, it would be given back to the railroad.
The porch was stacked against it.
Not that kind of deck, buddy.
The porch was stacked against it.
Oh, I can't. Oh, no. I gotcha.
The porch was stacked against it.
The porch was... What?
Now you can.
The deck was stacked against them. How could they ever raise the money to revive the grand old lady on the hill?